Hey guys, good morning. What's going on? My name is Devin. This is another installment of Hampton Roads Perspectives. It's a weekly community affairs program where we highlight nonprofits in the area and the great work that they're doing. I'm excited to have on the phone today because, the weather the last couple of days have kind of ruined a few things. She was supposed to be in studio, but I'd rather her be safe. And we're doing it over the phone. I've got Adrianna Rivera. She is the Chief Development Officer for the Boys and Girls Club of Southeast Virginia. Good morning, Adrianna.
Good morning, everyone.
So you're safe at home or wherever you're at, not on the roads, because Lord knows these last couple of days, it's been crazy, right?
Oh, gosh, yes. I am safe at home, so we're good to go.
Yeah, we asked for snow and we got it, didn't we?
We sure did.
All right, so the first thing I want to ask you, tell me though, Adrianna, I've had you guys in here before. I love hearing about the Boys and Girls Club of Southeast Virginia. For those that don't know, what is the Boys and Girls Club of Southeast Virginia and what is the mission?
Yes, okay. Getting started strong. So, Boys and Girls Clubs of Southeast Virginia, our mission is to enable all young people, especially those who need us most, to reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. And so Boys and Girls Clubs of Southeast Virginia is part of Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Boys and Girls Clubs of America has been around since the late 1800s.
Yeah.
And we have been here in Southampton Roads since 1919.
That's a real year? Oh, my Lord.
I know, right? We just celebrated our 100th anniversary a couple of years ago. Wow. And no, I was not with the organization from then. So really, really proud of our outcome-based programming and being around for over 100 years shows really how effective we are for the community and for our youth. And then the big thing that I always like to highlight is that we are a premier youth development organization, and we do whatever it takes for our youth and teens.
Oh, yeah. The longevity is definitely there with you guys. That's incredible. Over 100 years. Holy smokes. What would you say?
Yeah, we're really proud of it.
Sorry, Adrianna, what would you say actually sets you apart from other youth organizations? Because there's so many out there, but what sets you apart? What's so unique about you guys?
I am really proud of it. We are very, very unique. And I had mentioned earlier that we do whatever it takes for our youth and our kids, but in all honesty, this really is our mantra. This is our promise. We help kids become their best selves on their path to great futures. We focus on 6 key areas, meaning we nurture with safety and belonging, provide caring mentorship, meet youth mental health needs, bridge workforce readiness gaps, champion academic success, and we ensure that our youth advocacy elevates issues impacting youth. So youth development is who we are.
Yeah. What would you say a typical day looks like, Adrianna, for a child or teen that's attending one of your clubs?
Well, it's super fun and super safe. So basically the kids during the school year were open from about 3 to 8, Monday through Friday. Mm-hmm. And so once the kids come from after school, they sit down and they do what's called power hour. So that's like dedicated homework help.
Right.
So they get their homework done, and we have mentors there that can help them with that. Then they break off into their age groups. Mm-hmm. And we do a rotation. So one group will go ahead and have part of our SIVA Cafe, which is a healthy, nutritious dinner.
Okay.
And then kids will rotate through their age group. And then when they're not eating that, then they start dividing out into our structured youth development programming. And that can range from our Triple Play program, which is all about healthy habits, to our Smart Moves program, which is about preventative programs. We do workforce development programming. It's all structured youth development.
Right.
So, as a parent, when you come in at 8 o'clock to pick up your kid, they've already accomplished their homework. Wow. They've already had a healthy dinner, and they've been doing different programming to help build a better future for them.
I love it. I love it so much. Tell me, who are the primary kids and teens that you kind of, aim to serve? And then how do you ensure that you're meeting their unique needs?
Yeah, so we are there for those that need us most. And we are open to all school-age children, ages 6 to 18. And we make sure that we're an inclusive, safe environment for our children. When it becomes unsafe, that's when we figure out our next best solutions. We use our community partners, and we're part of the Hampton Roads Trauma Informed Network, where we share our work and continuously seek new partners. We not only want to support our club members, but provide resources for the families for a holistic approach despite their situation. And holistic really encompasses everything that we do.
Oh, yeah. Guys, if you're just tuning in, that's Adrianna Rivera. She's the Chief Development Officer for the Boys and Girls Club of Southeast Virginia. We're talking about that today. Tell me, Adrianna, what types of programs or activities are available, and how do these programs contribute to the growth and development of the young people?
Yes, so we have so many to name, so I'm going to try and consolidate it.
There you go.
But as I had mentioned, we do provide structured youth development programs for youth ages 6 to 18 after school and during the summer weekdays. So we provide safe place for youth and teens to learn and grow and be exposed to nationally provided dynamic youth development programs. And we make sure that that teaches our club members to be great citizens now and in the future. So all of our programs are centered on implementing what we call our formula for impact, which consists of serving the young people who need us most, plus an outcome-driven club experience of high-yield activities and regular attendance. And so our club members will achieve our 3 priority outcomes, which is academic success, good character and citizenship, and healthy lifestyles. And all of our programs emphasize 5 core program areas supporting our 3 priority outcomes. And those 5 core program areas are character and leadership development, education and career development, health and life skills, the arts, and sports, fitness, and recreation.
And for those that are just tuning in, Adrianna, let's remind everybody, we're talking about the Boys and Girls Club of Southeast Virginia. What is it, and what's the mission?
Boys and Girls Clubs of Southeast Virginia. We are a nonprofit that has been around in Hampton Roads since 1919, and our mission is to enable all young people, especially those who need us most, to reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. We are the premier youth development organization.
Yes, you are. How does your organization support academic success for club members?
So with that being one of our focuses, we have what's called Power Hour, which is a program that helps our club members ages 6 through 18 by providing homework help, tutoring, and learning activities. This program runs every day throughout the school year and aims to spend 1 full hour completely focused on schoolwork and new learning opportunities. We also do DIY STEM, which is a program focused on the science of every day.
Yes, I love STEM. I love STEM, and I love seeing that in schools and organizations. I love that for y'all.
Oh my gosh. And the things that they do are just so unique.
Yeah.
I always love going to the club when they're doing their STEM program.
Oh yeah.
And it really does. It makes the connection between scientific principles and real world applications.
Yeah, you'd be surprised like what you would learn at a STEM class. I'm sure if I walked into a STEM class, the things I would learn would be incredible.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And the kids can teach you about it too. It's
I'm
great.
sure.
And
yeah.
One of the other things that I love most about Boys and Girls Club, well, not most, I always say that because they just keep,
you can't pick one thing. It's not fair. You can't pick just one.
I can't. But during the summer, there's this thing called the summer brain drain.
Okay.
Right? I think parents kind of across all know about that. And basically, it's concerning because over those summer months, the kids will lose some of what they had learned. So we make sure that during the summer months, we do what's called our summer brain gain, which is modules with fun themed activities for all of our ages that are aligned with Common Core Anchor standards. So we also do a read literacy program, and we have a whole curriculum that surrounds this. So we are making sure that our kids are in a safe, fun environment, and they are always learning.
That is awesome. Beyond academics, Adrianna, what life skills do you focus on teaching the children that attend?
So our kids really focus on leadership programming, workforce development, advocacy, and then we have this great program called Smart Moves, which is a prevention program designed to teach our children and teens how to avoid and resist engaging in risky behaviors. So again, going back, we are very holistic. It goes from academics to character and leadership, all around, and healthy life skills.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of the short-term and long-term goals for the Boys and Girls Club of Southeast Virginia. And, kind of also like where do you want to see the club in 5 more years, 10 more years, things like that?
Oh my gosh. Well, I would love to see the club absolutely everywhere. But our honed in goals for the next few years is we're really working on marketing and advocacy. A lot of people know of the hands, but they don't necessarily know what's behind the hands. It's not a place where kids just come and hang out. I mean, it is a fully structured youth development program, and we're making sure by the time that they graduate high school, they are ready and set up for success. We also want to enhance our tween to teen program. We already have a great program, but we want to expand it even more to encompass more tweens and teens in our area. And then my background, which is development. Of course, we can't do any of this unless we have the funds to support it, since we are a nonprofit organization. So really making sure that we are sustainable for ourselves now and in the future. You know, we've been around for 100 years here. I want to see us around for another 100 years.
Yep. If you're just tuning in, guys, that's Adrianna Rivera, the Chief Development Officer for the Boys and Girls Club of Southeast Virginia. We're talking about that today. Love having them usually in the studio, but again, we're doing it via phone today because the weather has just been kind of weird. And sometimes it just works better to get somebody on the phone, and I'm okay with that. Adrianna, tell me, how do you guys measure the impact of the programs that you offer? Can you even share maybe a recent success story that stands out to you that also maybe demonstrates the organization's impact?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We have a lot of success stories, so it was really, really hard for me to pick one, but I will do my best. So going back to your question about how do we measure the impact of the programs, tracking progress is extremely important to the core beliefs of our mission. Without concrete evidence that our programming helps club members to achieve their goals, our programs would not be appropriate for our organization. So we employ several different methods to track the progress of all of our members participating in our programs. And program success is measured by surveys, pre- and post-test, report card analysis, graduation rates, participation, and daily attendance that's tracked throughout all of our clubs. In addition to that, we have brought on our grants and data coordinator to the team, and this position has helped us to enhance our club programs by moving the organization to be more data-driven. So focusing on collection and evaluation of data, which allows us to make programming and funding decisions.
Right.
And it helps better communicate our impact within the community. So one of the impact stories that I will pick is, Devin, I know you're a fan of STEM.
Yes,
so
yes, of course.
I found a STEM one that I would like to talk about.
Absolutely.
So we have a great partnership with FlowServe, and they come to our program and they make memorable moments for our club members that highlight their week. And our club members look forward to them coming, and they do an activity before that they haven't done. So this one around, they did slime, which,
oh boy,
I mean, I know, right? So the cool thing about the slime is that it exposes our youth to different skills that they can carry throughout school. And this is definitely thinking outside of the box. And so this program helps ensure that our members not only become more interested in science, but also have them possibly pursue a career in the field once they're older. And watching them do STEM activities, they show an incredible amount of determination, being able to problem solve, critical think, and use skills without giving up.
It's very, very cool. Tell me, let me ask this. What are some of the biggest challenges that you guys are facing, the Boys and Girls Club of Southeast Virginia? And then how can the community kind of help you overcome them? What can we do?
Yeah, that is a great question. So one of the biggest challenges is that everyone knows the symbol of Boys and Girls Clubs,
Yep.
right? The blue interlocking hands.
Oh, yeah.
But not everybody knows what's behind them. You know, everyone, a lot of times I will talk with individuals and they will say, well, we just kind of thought that you just had a place where kids can come and hang out. And I'm like, no. Boys and Girls Club is so much more. It's a full-on youth development service program where our kids are safe. They receive mentorship. They have structured programming that they get to participate in. We want to make sure that our kids are set up for success by the time that they graduate high school. And I want to add in here that 100% of our kids do graduate high school. So I think your question about how can the community help overcome that is really just helping us advocate that. Spreading the word of how great Boys and Girls Clubs really, really is, and that we are there for everyone and anyone, ages 6 through 18 who needs us. We are there. So.
I have to admit that for the longest, that's kind of what I thought too. So I know that I'm not alone in that, but until you really learn about what's behind the hands and the meaning of it, I thought for the longest it was just kind of like a place for kids to be babysat or just to come play basketball or just to kill some time but there's so much, so much more that I don't think a lot of people realize. And that's why I'm glad I have you here today so we can tell everyone really what the Boys and Girls Club of Southeast Virginia really is. And for those that are just tuning in, Adrianna, let's remind everybody, what's the mission?
Boys and Girls Clubs is to enable all young people, especially those who need us most, to reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens.
So I know we talked a little bit about how, the community can help you guys overcome your challenges. What about some practical ways that we can help support your organization, whether that's just volunteering or donations or just advocacy?
All three. It would be perfect.
Yep.
So with volunteering, we do have a volunteer coordinator, and we've implemented something last year, and it's our career days. It's sort of like job shadowing.
Okay.
And we love to have individuals in an industry. After we've polled our teens, we like to talk with them about what are they interested in. And so then our volunteer coordinator will connect with certain industries and have them come in and talk with our kids about, how they got into that field, what that field entails. So really having that component, donations 100% is extremely, extremely important. We are a nonprofit organization. And so while we do receive funding through the government, we do also really need to have local donations, and 99% of our donations that we raise they stay here locally, which is great. So it is supporting our kids, and so we need to have donations to run all 9 of our clubs. And then also we're trying to plan for sustainability, and then advocacy is really just sharing the great story of who Boys and Girls Clubs really is.
Let me ask you, if someone's listening right now that's just moved by what they've heard so far and they're like, I'd love to donate to your organization, what would you tell them?
I would definitely say visit our website, www.bgcseva.org, and there is a donation button right on there. And you can make an unrestricted gift, or if you really feel moved by a certain program, you can also make a restricted gift towards that. We appreciate anything and everything to help us build these great futures for our kids.
That's fantastic. Let me ask you kind of an off-the-wall question. What is your favorite, what's the most rewarding part, I guess I should say, Adrianna, for you being the Chief Development Officer for such an amazing organization like the Boys and Girls Club of Southeast Virginia?
I think the most rewarding part would be to see the impact that our organization really does have on the lives of our kids.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, these kids are amazing, and they become just so successful, and they're wonderful while, they're at the club and just being a part of everything that they're learning. I mean, our kids are fantastic. I always say I'm a mom to like 2,000 kids. I think, really our kids, and I will also add in our staff. I mean, our staff are the backbone of the organization, and they adore their job.
Yeah.
I could not be more proud to work for an organization as the Boys and Girls Club.
I love that. You can hear your passion for sure. That's why I was excited to ask you that question, because I love the passion that you've got. So, how about any partnerships, key partnerships with local businesses, schools, or other organizations that, play a crucial role in your operations? And if you want to give them a little shout out, you're free to do that.
We have so many partners in Hampton Roads, so I'm so appreciative of that.
Yeah.
I would hate to leave anybody out.
Of course.
So I will say that we have businesses that we work with, and we have all of our schools. We are excellent partners with all of our schools. And then we also work with other organizations too, right? We're providing a holistic experience for our kids. And so while we know we're great at the life skills programming, we'll also work with other organizations on different programming to help bring that in too with our kids.
Yeah.
So we love our partnerships, and we fully vet everyone too to make sure, that they are definitely going to be a great part of our mission.
We're talking about the Boys and Girls Club of Southeast Virginia today, folks. That's the Chief Development Officer. Her name's Adrianna Rivera. I love this question. Let's say there's a parent listening right now that is maybe on the fence. They're on the fence about enrolling their child in one of your clubs. Convince them right now, Adrianna.
Do it. I think it is the best thing to have your kid be able to come in and be a part of a safe and fun environment where they get healthy food and they get to experience different programs and different field trips. And they're learning everything in having such a fun way. And that your kid is safe and cared for while learning so much. And we're kind of working together with our families, right? It takes a village, right? So Boys and Girls Clubs is working alongside the families to make sure that our kids have a great future. So I highly recommend to parents contact us.
That was my favorite way that you kicked off that advice. I was like, convince them, and always do it. Like, that was enough right there. Like, you could have just left it at that. But no, that's great. That was funny. I just had to giggle about that. Adrianna, you want to share any compelling statistics or facts about the reach and the impact of the Boys and Girls Club of Southeast Virginia?
We have such tremendous success stories. So I'll share a few of them. Otherwise, we could be here all day. But I think one of the ones I'm most proud of is that we have 100% of our members graduate high school.
Yeah.
With 94% of our members planning to further their education at a community college or a four-year university. We want to make sure that you are set up for success. So whether it be once you graduate, you decide to go straight into a career, or you want to do some post-secondary education, we are there to make sure that you are ready for that. 78% of our club members see themselves as leaders, and leadership experiences and learning opportunities are super important here at Boys and Girls Clubs. And we want to, again, make sure that you are set up for success.
Yeah.
So those are just a few, but there are so many more statistics that I could, share with you.
I know you've got them. I know you've got them written down there somewhere, but we've only got limited time, obviously. But I love that you've got all that. Tell me what inspired you. Like, what is your why, Adrianna? Why the CEO and president of the Boys and Girls Club? What is your inspiration?
So, as the Chief Development Officer, my inspiration is really the kids and being a part of their lives to make sure that they have this program to set them up for a great future. And just being able to be a small cog in that machine is really my why. I mean, all 2,000 of these kids, they're my why.
Yeah. And I think I might have called you the CEO, and if I did, that was my fault. Chief Development Officer. But yeah, no, I love to hear everyone's why, especially when I hear how passionate you are. What do you think keeps you so passionate about that mission?
All the kids, all 2,000 of those kids. I mean, they are just so remarkable, and I know that they are going to change the world.
Yeah.
I just know it.
Yeah. We've got just a few more minutes. I want to run through these really quick, and then I'll get to my last question here. For those that are just maybe tuning into the tail end, run through the programs again that you offer at the Boys and Girls Club of Southeast Virginia.
Happy to. So our programs range all the way from academic success programs to good character and citizenship to healthy lifestyles. And so we have 5 core program areas that support those 3 priority outcomes. And the 5 core programs are character and leadership development, education and career development, health and life skills, the arts, sports, fitness, and recreation. And we have structured youth development programs that we receive from Boys and Girls Club's national curriculum that goes into all of those categories to create a whole holistic program.
It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. This is a lot to unpack. You guys offer so much, but I just love hearing about the Boys and Girls Club of Southeast Virginia. I think it's a great organization. I think it's great for the youth. I think it's a great alternative for kids instead of being out and about and getting into trouble. This is such a good thing for them to have and a good safe space, like you said, for them to have. And I love what you guys stand for. What I want to do really quick, Adrianna, is just give you another minute or two here. Anything you want to leave the listeners with, any type of message? Just what do you want to end on? I'll kind of let you have the floor here for about a minute or two. Just what do you want the listeners to know about the Boys and Girls Club of Southeast Virginia?
I think the best way to conclude today's interview would be really just talking about the advocacy of who we are.
Yeah.
We mentioned earlier, everybody knows the hands, the blue interlocking hands, the symbol of Boys and Girls Clubs, but just knowing what's really behind that, as we like to say, the blue door.
Yeah.
That we're not a place just to come and hang out. I mean, if you're coming to the club, you are fully immersed in our national curriculum. You are fully a part of our character and leadership development. We are just holistically so much focused on youth development, and we are there for our kids. I mean, we are there to help build them great futures. So really just learning about what is behind those blue hands and just helping us spread awareness is really, I think, the top thing here.
For sure. And I don't want to brag or anything, but I mean, you talk about advocacy and word of mouth. What better way to advocate and get the word out there than radio? Am I right? Am I right?
That is true.
Adrianna, I loved having you today. You are fantastic. I love your passion. They have the perfect person in the position of Chief Development Officer because you are just outstanding. Let's end on the website if they want any more information on what we talked about today or any more details on the Boys and Girls Club of Southeast Virginia. What is the website? And we will end there, Adrianna.
Perfect. So our website is www.bgcseva.org.